really know the people around you? Like, do you really know your family or your friends and who they truly are? Well, that's the question that the card game We're Not Really Strangers tries to answer. Its motto is, come curious, leave connected, because inside we are all the same. We're Not Really Strangers is a perfect purpose-driven card game meant to create meaningful and lasting connections. And it does this in a very simple and elegant way, really, by asking questions in the form of 3 different levels, from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Each level gets progressively deeper, and by the end of it, you end up learning a little bit more about each other. To break it all down for you, level 1 is titled Perception. It's all about what you can notice based on first impressions and just by visually looking at someone. Level 2 is titled Connection, which delves a little bit deeper below the surface. And it's definitely a pretty scary level for some people, especially with those that I've played with in the past. And finally, level 3 is titled Reflection, which is pretty much just reflecting on the experience as a whole with the people that you play with. This could be played one-on-one or in group play. And finally, we have the final card, which is to write a note to the person or people that you're playing with, and do not open it until you two have, or everyone has parted ways. I believe that this game really brings people together and creates new and everlasting relationships, both platonic and maybe even romantic. And I believe everyone should give it a try. And I'm excited for you to watch my playthrough with someone who I haven't seen in a very long time. And it was an amazing experience, and I hope this encourages everyone to give this game a shot. Thank you. What fast food restaurant do you think I'm most likely to drive through? What's my order?
Ooh. I want to say... I know you like sweets, so I want to say like a DQ Blizzard. But I also know that like a burger and fry, like a Five Guys burger and fries, or just like a more niche joint, not like your huge chain like McDonald's BK.
Yeah,
I know you'll like those, but I think you like the more niche fast food joints.
Yeah, I mean, Five Guys is pretty good. I'll have a Five Guys once in a while, but you're definitely dead on with the Dairy Queen, because I definitely do like sweets for sure. I also really like Chick-fil-A and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because that's not super chain, I feel like, especially not New Jersey. The only 2 are the one in Teterboro, and one just opened up on 1-9. But I'll get like chicken nuggets or a chicken sandwich now, and then a milkshake. So definitely, you got it right with the sweet stuff.
Yeah, the milkshake. Yeah. If you were to buy me a present, knowing nothing about me other than what I look like, what would it be?
Other than just not knowing anything about you and just going based off of looks, I feel like I just buy you like a winter hat.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a lot of hair. Because you keep your hair very short. Yep. So it's like, I feel like I would just buy you something to keep your head warm. And stuff.
It is
just based on the looks, Yeah,
it is beanie season, and I think I do need a new beanie. So that's fair. We'll keep that in mind for Christmas.
Do I seem like someone who would get a name tattooed on myself? Why or why not? A name specifically.
If I was gonna go by my initial bias, I'd say no. I don't think you're as much of a tattoo person, a name specifically. But I could see it if it was somebody like really close.
Yeah,
you wanted to.
It's possible. It'd really have to be someone super close to me to even get that, and it would definitely be in a spot that isn't showing.
Right, like I could see it being a family member. Something like that. But I think in most cases, probably. What is the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you?
Most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to me? I think, honestly, I think it's being friends with my best friend for how long have we been? We've been best friends for like 15 years. So it's crazy that still to this day we're still just as close, and that nothing's really broken us apart or created a divide between us. The fact that we're still so close is just amazing to me. And yeah. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind at the very least for me. But I'm sure there's other things too that are more prevalent to now. But that's the first thing that comes to my mind. What would your younger self not believe about your life today?
Ooh, that I am out of debt where I am now. I think when I went into college, I was expecting to be in debt for probably the next 10 to 20 years. So to have been able to get out and start my life where I am now, I think my younger self is pretty impressed and happy about that. Yeah.
Dig deeper, because I feel like go a little bit younger to something way before like kid.
Younger. When I was a kid, would not believe. Honestly, I guess honestly, when I was younger, I wasn't sure that I was gonna make it past 25, but not for like that I was doing anything reckless. But I think it was just because like no one in my family or no one that I knew in my proximity passed away. So I was just thinking that it was inevitably probably going to be me for whatever reason. So yeah, now that I'm past that age, I'm just like, okay, I'm much more relieved and don't really think about that as often.
No, I did not know that about you at all.
Yeah. What question are you trying to answer most in your life right now?
That's also a really tough question. What question am I trying to answer right now? I mean, I think I'm trying to answer like what's next for me. Like what's next for me once I go to college? Like what's coming up? Like how am I gonna get from here to where I want to? I feel like that's a major question and stuff. And like who will I meet in college? What will I get involved in? What's gonna happen next to me that will lead me or hopefully take me to where I want to go. You know, I think that's a question I'm trying to answer right now.
Yeah, I mean that's the question a lot of people are still trying to answer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to answer that question myself.
We're all works in progress. What is a lesson you will take away from our conversation?
Let's see, I don't think of a good answer for this. I think I'll take away that I really like that you're taking the initiative on the passions that you have for getting into the film industry, and that you're starting to explore that a little bit more and seeing what's working and taking some risks, putting yourself in front of the camera, and I really respect that. It's not easy to put yourself in front of a camera, and to also just like talk candidly when you know you're being recorded. That's what I take from this. What do you think my defining characteristic is?
I think from what I've seen the most from you, your defining characteristic is to stay calm even when everything is coming down and everything's like, you don't freak out when something's happening or like someone's feeling a certain way. You kind of calmly assess things and you're like, all right, listen, this is what we're going to do, or we're going to make a plan on how we're going to handle this, or maybe this is what you should do. You never escalate things. You kind of just like, all right, calm down. Like, let's take this one step at a time and figure out what we're going to do with this. I feel like that's your defining characteristic because I've seen you do that a lot, and it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I try to do that actively. I think about that a lot.
How does one earn your vulnerability? Have I earned it? How can I earn more?
I don't think it takes a lot to earn my vulnerability. I like to lead with vulnerability because I think that allows other people to be vulnerable about themselves.
I completely agree.
So I think on that front, it doesn't take a lot. I think to earn more is to also be real and be vulnerable themselves. And to also not take advantage of my vulnerability. Like, I don't like if I'm being vulnerable and then you pick that apart and make fun of it. That does not make me want to open up more. So yeah, I think my vulnerability is easily earned, can be more easily rescinded if not handled with care. Yeah.
That's it. So I thought I'd take this final moment to kind of go over what was written as part of the final card, which is to exchange a note between the players of the game. Mine reads, David, I am incredibly proud of you and what you are accomplishing. Please don't be afraid to fail. Take some chances. Take some risks. We will be here for you no matter what. I honestly had a great time playing this game with Albert. We've known each other for many years now, but even after playing this game, we got to learn a little bit more about each other, which really goes back to what I said in the intro, which is that this game really does have the power to create meaningful and lasting connections, and it proves that no matter how long you've known the person, whether it be years like me and Albert, or whether they're complete strangers to you, this game can still do that. Obviously I didn't put the whole playthrough in because that would have been over 50 minutes, so I just cut it up into some clips as you've seen. But on a final note, I don't think it ever hurts to kind of create better connections with those around you, whether they be family or friends, and I think this game is the first step to take. And I think everyone should give it a shot and give it a try. But that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.